it just sounds like they're promising everything that we MMO players have ever wanted in a game. I'm sure everyone watching is a bit skeptical, but only time will tell. Yeah, there's an official devlog, but I think in the last day, something new came out. We're gathered here today to take a look at new Chrono Odyssey information. I did not watch over this developer interview. I've made multiple videos on this. I don't know if they're on this channel or my original channel, but I'll probably link them somewhere over here once this goes on YouTube. I know I reacted to it before, and this is like the only massively multiplayer online role-playing game that I actually have hope for. Yeah, when I first saw this game, I was like, yo, this shit looks sick. But I was a little confused as to how the whole time traveling aspect of it will work. But other than that, what it looks like to me is what I wish Black Desert was. And I know people are like, oh my god, you still have hope in an MMO? I mean, a little. It's definitely not like it used to be where I was like super excited. It's like if it succeeds, fuck yes, I got something to play. If it doesn't, well, back to my regular schedule, which is not playing MMOs, because I haven't in years. I've touched them, but I haven't gotten invested in one. And if there's any MMO that's going to get me invested, it's most likely going to be this, if it's good. So yeah, we're just going to take a look at the dev interview and then look at the gameplay and see what I missed. I do want to say I was one of the first guys out here sucking this game's.
저는 크로노 오디세이 개발 총괄 PD 윤상태라고 합니다.
Hello, my name is Don, and I'm one of the product managers working on Chrono Odyssey.
저희는 크로노 오디세이
These are clips from the previous
엔드 컨텐츠뿐만 아니라
trailer we watched.
과정 자체가 즐거운 게임을 만들자.
Overall progression just as enjoyable as in-game content. I love that. I hope it's true. I like how everyone's sitting at a round table and that's how you select your characters. Damn, they look good. Competitive aspects, we want players to explore seamless without any loading screens. Okay, okay. You know, developers always speak about games like this when they come out. It sounds too good to be true. But I'm going to try to believe this time around. Evokes a sense of dread and wonder. Cosmic horror vibe of Prometheus. Oh, cosmic horror? I know that those on YouTube haven't seen this because I actually checked out their most recent trailer the other day and like reacted to it, but I just never cut it up and posted. I was saying that a lot of it reminds me of like the world of Alien, the architecture and shit. The real cosmic horror is the invisible force ruining all your RNG upgrades. Chrono Trigger is a game that left a very lasting impression on me. Okay. Okay, they're very upfront about their inspirations. So much so that the name is in the title. It's cool though. Prometheus is the person who gave fire to humans. Yeah, I know the name Prometheus comes from like some type of mythology, so I didn't think he was specifically speaking about the movie Prometheus, but regardless, the like technology of those I forget what you call them, man. The engineers, like the architecture of their ships and all that, it looks very similar to the stuff in this game, or at least this faction right here. Unreal Engine 5. Dude, the world looks so good. It's gonna blow up my GPU. Enabling players to fully experience the world we envisioned. Okay, so you can parkour around. I love that. Yeah, there's gonna be platforming, jumping puzzles, my worst enemy. Entities that defy logic and comprehension. So they're called the Void. It's very original. You got the whole Chrono Trigger thing, the cosmic horror, the Void faction. Mortal Shell, yeah, a lot of it kind of looks like Mortal Shell as well. Mortal Shell, definitely. Fixed main quest line, forcing players to follow the same path. Oh my god. So you can kind of just go off and discover shit on your own, huh?
발견하는 재미를 느낄
And
수
take your own
있도록
path
설계했습니다.
for progression.
크로노텍터를 사용하면 과거의 흔적을 추적하거나 미래를 미리 엿보는 방식으로 탐험이 가능하며
Okay.
유적을 조사하는 과정에서
You can manipulate time to reveal hidden paths or reconstruct past moments to discover entirely new routes. I wonder if the change is as little as like there is like a main quest line, and while you're on it you can choose whether to like travel through the past for it or through the future, but it's still like a main quest line. Reveal puzzles from the past or puzzles from the future. I don't know. Because then it's like there's still a main quest line. It's a little different, but trials, labyrinths, field bosses. I can't see how going in different timelines and seamless can be in the same game. It's most likely going to be instanced like to a single player. Because there's no way you're going to be able to. All right, I'm going to pause just because like sometimes when I'm talking, they're showing cool shit. But yeah, there's no way you're going to be able to like build the future or travel the past with like other players around and it be on your screen and like on theirs too. So it's definitely going to be some single player instanced shit. We built a system where players can progress through exploration and crafting while still benefiting from trading and sharing information with combat oriented players. So it just sounds like the greatest MMO ever, doesn't it? They're just like appealing to everyone, to the masses. You choose your own playstyle and progress in the way that suits you. So, life scaling, PvE. Fuck me. It's going so fast. Minimize in-game guidance to encourage curiosity and let players discover the world themselves. That's cool. Are they not going to have? They're not going to have the Holy Trinity. It breaks away from the traditional model to encourage players to progress however they wish. Implemented parry and dodge mechanics to ensure outcomes aren't decided by stats alone. So very skill-based, eliminating the Holy Trinity, or at least maybe eliminating the Holy Trinity being forced, but like there might still be like healers and tanks and shit, but parrying. Have you guys seen my Expedition 33 gameplay, bro? I can't fucking parry, man. The gameplay is smooth, the UI is nice. And I'm like trying to look at the gameplay because this is new to me, but I'm also trying to read what this dude is saying. It's designed to let every player contribute in their own way, offering more flexibility in combat. Eliminate the Holy Trinity, single player oriented gameplay. Yeah, I do think the Holy Trinity is important. I think it encourages players to try different classes and also like come together. It does suck when queuing for dungeons because like if you're DPS, you kind of get the shit into the stick, but I like the Holy Trinity. I like having to find players with certain roles or having to take up a certain role myself. So I don't know how I feel about this. It does make it feel like the game is going to be more single player oriented. So this could be good or bad. We'll see. And yeah, this dev diary, it just sounds like they're promising everything that we MMO players have ever wanted in a game. I'm sure everyone watching is a bit skeptical, but only time will tell. Large-scale siege battles or arena-style PvP. We aim to deliver a unique experience through a distinct PvE/VP system. Now, I will say, for me, that's the best news I've heard about this game so far. I miss PvE/VP, where you're like fighting and contesting world bosses and shit like that. It is the best for me, obviously. As an ArcAge veteran, I love that shit. It's built for smaller scale play. Huh. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me shut the fuck up. You start out either solo or with a small group, gradually expanding their party over time. Even at max level, the game encourages players to stick with a 5-man party, emphasizing our vision of shared exploration and collective adventure. Okay. So here, I have thoughts. I like sticking with a smaller group, but I also do love large-scale PvP or just large-scale content. My problem with Throne and Liberty was that it seemed that large-scale content was like necessary, which is the reason I didn't play it, because that involves getting or joining a large group, being in Discord, joining a large guild in order to get the best experience with the game. And like, I'm sure a lot of you feel this way now, but like me versus 10 years ago, I had that time 10 years ago. I don't have that time now. So I can't like join a fucking 100-player guild and become a fucking, ant soldier in the colony and be online at 6 p.m. every day for the siege and shit like that. And I wanted to experience the game, but it seemed the only way I would experience it was if I like committed to that kind of lifestyle with Throne and Liberty. So it's cool that they're taking this approach, but I hope there's some large scale stuff, because when they said PvEVP, is that going to be like a 5-man versus 5-man with the boss? That's kind of shit.
5인 파티를 유지하고 함께하는 동료로서의 경험, 즉 우리의 모험과 탐험이라는 방향성을 가져가고자 했습니다. 처음에는 저희도 기존 MMORPG처럼
Clearly separate roles, okay, in the beginning. But as development progressed, we realized the need for hybrid classes. Killers and tanks wouldn't struggle when playing solo. Okay. To that end, we designed healers to be able to progress independently. A weapon swap system. Okay.
한 가지 무기에 의존하는 전투 방식과는 달리
Well, Guild Wars 2.
자유롭게 전환하면서 전투 전략을 짜는 것이 핵심입니다.
What other games do weapon swapping? I guess Black Desert, kinda.
부담스럽지 않을까 고민했습니다.
I will say, I am not a fan of weapon swapping. I'm not. ESO, I'm not a fan of weapon swapping mid-combat. Maybe it's a skill thing. Maybe it's a OCD thing. I don't fucking know. I'm just not a fan of it. I don't want to be using my greatsword and then I have to switch to the dagger to poison them and then switch back to the greatsword to combo some skill that, gets a buff off poison. I don't like it. I don't like swapping and having my entire skill bar or hotbar changed around to a whole new set of skills. Okay, the combat system is accessible for everyone. Easy to learn, hard to master, huh? The deeper players go, the more though. Boy. I'm sorry, y'all. Maybe I'm just reading too slow. We believe weapon swapping will remain essential even in endgame. Okay. It isn't just about switching gear. It also grants passive buffs, letting you shift your setup in real time during combat. On the good side, on the cool side of things, it allows for more customization and a lot more builds, making each player's character more unique, so that's cool. Creating your own attack patterns. Yep. Rather than creating too many skills, we designed each one to have multiple functions. Okay. Situational skill usage will prove crucial in the heat of battle. Combat and weapon swap systems are simple at their core, but carry much depth. Alright. If there's less skills, then it kind of balances out. But if you're going to have like 10 to 12 skills on each weapon, then it's like, god damn. Now the UI that we're seeing is with the controller. And if this game plays good on a controller, I like that. Combat is divided into two main types, single player and party-based content. Single player content requires players to rely on skill and strategy. Parries, dodges. What's a chrono gate? The engineer's ship. Dude, look at the smooth gameplay and look at the design of this enemy, bro. It's almost like too good to be true.
이 과정에서 캐릭터의 성장과 플레이어의 숙련도 또한 높아지도록 설계되었습니다. 난이도는 높지만 클리어 시 얻는 단순한 전투 이상의 경험을 제공합니다.
Trials. They have, I was going to say puzzles. Yep. Randomized mechanics create a new experience with every run.
랜덤하게 등장하며 매번 새로운 플레이 경험을 제공합니다.
Along the way, players will not only refine their combat skills, but also test their creativity and decision-making. So this is an IQ check, designed for 3-player parties, where each player takes on a unique role. Okay, so roles are still necessary. Co-op experience that delivers tactical gameplay even with a small group. Well, I know in like previous trailers, it looked like there was large-scale content at least out in the open world. So region bosses present challenges on a much larger scale. Okay, we do get some large scale content. Guardians, powerful protectors of Terra, require players to work together. What do you guys think the cooldown on these bosses is going to be?
게임의 세계관을 더 깊이 이해할 수 있는 열쇠가 됩니다. 이 두 가지 전투 컨텐츠의 방향성은
Both solo and party content serve a clear purpose. They're not just there to help you progress.
단순한 성장 수단이 아닌 유저가 직접
They're designed to give players a
경험하며
focused goal in gameplay, something to really feel and accomplish while playing.
핵심적인 게임 플레이를 목표로 하였습니다.
Please be good. Please live up to everything he's saying. Exploration is divided into two types of content, player-driven and goal-oriented. Discover hidden lore, carving out their own path. Okay. Along the way, your journey naturally ties into character growth, making exploration feel more personal and immersive. Labyrinths are a prime example. Twisted rifts in time and space are filled with puzzles and moments of discovery. Dude, if I stream this, you guys are going to see me die so much.
보물을 발견하는 과정을 통해 전투의 피로감을 벗어나 탐험의 재미를 느낄 수 있도록 구성하였습니다. 최초 클리어 시에는 특별한 보상이
Along with the
주어지며
possibility of uncovering more secrets. I wonder how cool the lore actually is. As players step into the past, they can gather rare materials and items tied to the overarching story. Okay. These moments not only reward exploration but also deepen immersion by revealing more of the world. Okay. Bounty hunting? Oh, that's sick.
해야 할 명확한 목적지를 제공합니다. 이 콘텐츠는 필드를 자유롭게 탐험하면서도 명확한 목표를 제시해
I love games that reward you for exploration. Guild Wars 2 is amazing in what they do for rewarding you with exploration. Or just from like exploring the world of the game. I haven't seen an MMO do exploration better than Guild Wars 2. Wait, so meanwhile, those who prefer a non-combat route can still reach the highest level purely through crafting and gathering. Does it get any better? This is basically for all the life skillers out there, the people not interested in PvP. They're just like, yeah, we're here for you too. Although this is promising so many good things, I feel nothing. But if I saw this shit 8 years ago, bro, I'd probably start dropping videos on it every 2 days in excitement for what's to come. The upcoming CBT will be the first public test of Chrono Odyssey, which you all can sign up for on Steam right now. Our goal isn't to present a perfectly polished version, but to gather feedback from players and continue to improve the game. Hold on, guys. I gotta get a good thumbnail for this, right? This looks like a bunch of cope. We're planning on a system where players can move between different timelines seamlessly. Yo, this will make for some cool expansions in the future of the game. They can like, not only can they go into the future, they can also go into the past. We're aiming to move away from the usual structure where you must clear one area to access the next. Instead, the world evolves with player actions, with new areas unlocking as you explore further. Okay. Our goal isn't to keep adding systems without due cause. We want players to shape the world through their own actions and feel truly immersed in the process. It's not a game we plan to launch and leave behind. Well, I hope not. What matters most to us is creating a game that grows and evolves alongside its players. To everyone joining the upcoming CBT, there's one thing we like to say. Don't just follow the quest line.
Chrono Odyssey isn't about moving from one objective to the next in a straight line. We want you to embrace the spirit of exploration.
I like that.
With the community and find your own way through this vast, mysterious world.
With new regions, classes, a wide range of content that expands the world and deepens exploration. Brother, they're basically promising every little thing that every little and big thing that we've ever wanted out of an MMORPG. So if everything that he is saying is true, this will hands down be the greatest MMORPG to ever release. But of course, it always comes down to, even if the game ticks all these boxes that they're saying, well, then it comes down to the cash shop in the RNG. And that is like literally what makes or breaks a game. And unfortunately, this is coming out of South Korea. And if we look at the past history of South Korea, although like Black Desert is still successful, it's still going, still has a large player base, but of course the RNG in that game was fucking horrendous. But I don't know. Maybe I don't hear people complain about Black Desert anymore just because it's not covered as much as it used to be. But a lot of other games are just kind of dead on arrival because they fuck up. So yeah, there's all this exciting stuff, but it also comes down to the company and the possible dumb choices they might make. And we'll see if they actually listen to feedback from CBT. I feel like, I feel like a lot of companies don't listen to the feedback from CBT, but Wuthering Waves, like Kuro Games, definitely does, and or definitely did. Hopefully they do too. But also, to add to the success of this game is that it's going to be releasing on like PS5 and Xbox, right? So it's going to be available for the wider audience, as they're saying. Is there no magic class? There should be a magic class. We're going to see more because this was just the developer interview that came out 2 days ago. So now we're going to take a look at... Okay. So I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of dreading an extra 14 minutes because then it's just gonna take longer to edit. So, all right. I mean, that's it. Chrono Odyssey. What's your thoughts, guys? You'll try it out. Waiting for the CBT. So CBT is supposed to be in June, right? Definitely one of the games of all time. I sense some sarcasm. To play for 3 months and then get lost in others again. You think it's only gonna last 3 months? What if everything they are promising they actually stick to? Like they fulfill those promises. They keep those promises. I feel like it's too good to be true overall. Yeah. I feel like it's too good to be true. What we're seeing looks good. He seems kind of passionate in what he's saying, but it's just rough. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we got burned way too many times. I think that's just the problem. We all got burned way too many times. No one has optimism or hope anymore. No one. I would say if all of this information came out back when I was a YouTuber and uploading to the main channel, this would probably be the game I'm looking forward to the most outside of Blue Protocol, because Blue Protocol has that like super anime aesthetic. However, I think if I was to compare the two, I think I would have gravitated more towards Chrono Odyssey because it seems like it has more content overall. And now Chrono Odyssey is probably the only game that could bring me back to the genre. So if it's actually good and it lives up to everything they're promising, then I'll return to the main channel and make some content on it. But if it fails like everything else, no skin off my nuts. You ever heard that saying before? No skin off my nuts. Sometimes, like, I'll react to a new upcoming game and someone will write a fucking 10-paragraph think piece in the comments of like why I shouldn't be excited. And it's like, bruh, I don't give a fuck if this game succeeds or doesn't. I hope it succeeds, but if it doesn't, I'm not, no skin off my nuts. At the end of the day, folks, I know that a lot of people get their opinions from content creators, or like a content creator's opinion has some influence on yours, maybe subconsciously. Maybe like you see a new movie coming out and then you're in your sub box and you see a thumbnail that says this fucking movie sucked. Now in your head you're like, oh man, and then someone else uploads and says fucking movie shit. So now you're like going in with the mindset that the movie's going to be shit. Well, if I ever have that effect on anyone, I just want you to know I am one of, if not the most jaded motherfuckers I know. By like everything, not just games, like everything, bro. I'm so jaded, especially with MMOs and covering it and stuff, that I hope I never have that effect on you. Please just know I'm super jaded. If you ask me for relationship advice, I'm going to give you the most jaded relationship advice ever. Ask someone else, they're going to tell you something that keeps you optimistic as hell. So sometimes it's bad to listen to someone like me and what their opinions are on a game that you might be interested in. I apologize. I'm just being honest, and I hope that you take how I feel with a grain of salt, because throwing, Chrono Odyssey in my face is promising to be the best game ever. And at this point in my life, I am like, oh, you're gonna have this and that? Damn, cool, bro. Can't wait to see it. But 10 years ago, I would have been like, I would have watched that trailer and I would have been so inspired. I'd be in the shower thinking of scripts and ideas of different topics I could cover. I would have filled up an expo marker board with different things I can make videos on. I would have been very excited. But also, speaking post retirement, that excitement that I used to have for games back then when I would cover shit and be optimistic about it used to get shit on so hard, bro, because people in this community are such fucking doomers. They hate to see people get excited about games. Like, there seems to be people that just exist to shit on anyone optimistic about a game or any new game coming out, just to be like, yeah, well, it's going to be ruined by this or by that. And there's people, it's like League of Legends players, bro. People that play that game, but they fucking hate it, and they talk shit about it, but they still play that shit. It's the same type of people with MMOs. They still commit their life to the genre every day, but they fucking hate it so much. Like, they don't want to see it succeed, but they also aren't willing to let it go. I do hate that. So I may be jaded, but I hate people that have this state of mind that's just like, this is going to fail and it has to fail, bro. I told you so. What do you get from telling someone I told you so? Like, you want a cookie? So I just went on a rant, but I just want to say those are the types of people I hate. People who just can't wait to, I told you so that this game was going to be shit. Okay, cool, man. As I was saying, sorry for my jaded opinion or reaction to everything. I hope Chrono Odyssey succeeds, and I hope that this could be a new, a resurrection of the genre for many of us. That would be very cool. I don't believe that it's going to happen. I want it to succeed, but I am used to heartbreak. So that's all. Now, with that being said, guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next live stream or video.